if you've been subscribing to my channel, you're now a bleach drinker. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it now. But if you saw my last video from yesterday, which I got like 1 view for, which isn't that great, but that's not gonna stop me. I was playing some Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Sorry about the gameplay, because as I was playing, my systems decided to crash halfway through. So there was only like 13 minutes of the video, but I'll post a part 2 and make sure I have better quality in it. Sorry about the really fuzziness too. I think it's because I had the quality too high. This channel is mostly going to be about me trying to show you things, or like telling you a bunch of stories that happen, but it's not going to be that tragic, so it'll be okay. Right. So if you're going to want to make a mega race, all you're going to need to do is get to this menu. You're going to want to click create a race. As soon as you do that, it depends what kind of race you're going to want, but the only way I think you could make a mega race is with a land race, which is obvious, but I think I've seen a couple races where people fall from the sky in a boat and do this crazy parkour things, but it's fine. Alright. You're going to want to go to details and name it whatever. I'm going to be one of those people and call it YouTube, yeah. To those people. Not sorry, son. Alright, so I'm gonna hurry up and fill in the description and stuff, and as soon as I'm done with that, I will talk some more. Give me a second. Alright, so number one thing you guys want to do is, when you're in here and setting your things, you see the photo option. You do not want to take the photo. The only time you want to take the photo is when you're completely done with your race, so just completely skip that. Then as soon as you skip that, it's going to be search tags. I usually don't mess with this because reasons. It depends what kind of race you're going to want. So I guess this is for if you want to try to get, or if you are Rockstar Wanted, I'm pretty sure. But you really don't have to do anything for search tags. Maximum players, this actually really matters, because this really... Oh, sorry guys, give me a second. Alright, sorry about the quick little pause. Hey guys, alright, sorry about the quick little pause, it's just my really bad internet. So first thing we're going to be doing next is we're going to go down to maximum players. Maximum players really does matter. It kind of depends if you want to use it for 2. That's if you just want to play with your friend and no one else. And you want to set it to 8 if you want it to be mostly a global race. I'm going to be setting it to 4. In my race, I don't know about having laps. I guess I'll just have a point to point. If you don't know what a point to point is, it's like, it's not a lap race, it's just like a thing where you just keep going forward. Alright, so once you do that, number of laps should be like blacked out. Grid, you always want your grid size to be large, always. So it gives you more room. Available vehicles. If you're just starting off with what you're doing, I suggest you start off with a motorcycle. It's smaller and you don't need too much room for it unless it's going to be a gliding race, which you really wouldn't get yourself into as soon as you're starting off to make these. So all you want to do is select a motorcycle, and then as soon as you select the motorcycle, you want to go down, collect the normal vehicle you would normally use. Baddie, I guess I'll just go with the Baddie 801 or time of day. It kind of depends what kind of race you're going for, but I'm just going for a mega race, more noon thing going on, so I'm going to go for weather. So I'm going to go for a clear weather. You always want the traffic to be off, even if you're not even building in the city. Background music, I'm mostly going to go for action, lobby. I usually put it on Radio Mirror Park, because Radio Mirror Park for me is like the best radio station. Then as soon as you do that, you want to skip that, because no one likes to be in first person only. You're going to want to go to placement and place your trigger. But we're going to place our trigger not in this area, but we're going to go all the way down to Trevor's Airfield. I suggest when you're trying to make a mega race, you should find the most open spot possible that you can get. We really don't have to worry about that if you're building up in the air, and that's what we're going to be doing. So if you want to build up in the air, actually I shouldn't get to that yet. Alright, so we're going to place a trigger right there. We're going to go to lobby camera. Remember, never use or take pictures with the camera until you're finished with your race. Sorry about the sound in the background. Alright, so here's the really, really important part. Starting size really matters. If you have a long race and it's all bunched up at the start of the race, you're going to want a large. If it's not that bad and it's just like a little thing, which most people use medium. But if you're like all bunched up and all your sides are like connecting together and it's supposed to be a challenging race, I suggest you go for a small. But because I'm going to go for a medium, why not? Alright, so here's what the tricky part is. You gotta pay very close attention for this next part. So once you place that checkpoint, actually here, let me place it in a better direction. Actually, since we're going to be building in the air, we actually doesn't matter where we place this checkpoint. So what we need to do is place this anywhere where it'll allow you, and place one checkpoint anywhere. Doesn't matter where it is. It can be there, it can be all the way over here. Doesn't matter where you put it. And why you need to put that random checkpoint in a random location? Because if you don't put at least one checkpoint, the game will not let you access your props, and props is the next #1 thing you need to pay most attention to. Alright, so once you get to your props, what you want to do is you want to go to category, which it automatically turns you to once you click on the icon. You're going to want to go all the way down to buoys and platforms. Once you do that, you want to go down and look for floating platform. You probably know what this is, but this is what everybody uses in their races. Now if you see this right down here, this is rotation type, and you use that to rotate the thing with R1 and L1 and right bumper, left bumper, I'm pretty sure, if you're using Xbox. It should tell you on the bottom right, I'm pretty sure, your floating platforms or whatever. I'll just call them FPs. You cannot no clip your FPs together. So what you're going to want to do first, since we're going to start off in the air, it won't allow you to place it until you go to rotation type. As soon as you go to rotation type, first thing you want to do is line it up with this road if you're building here. Right? You're going to want to go to pitch, and pitch allows you to turn it up and down. You want to use the underside of the buoy. Roll allows you to roll it, of course. Then there's yaw, which is pretty much the same thing as world edit heading, but it does have some features that you can't do with world heading. Depends what you're really going for. Alright, well, let's straighten this up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, no, that's gonna bother me. Alright, then you want to go to pitch, flip that upside down. So since we're going to be starting off in the air, we're going to want to go all the way up here. How you do that, you got to click R3, which is down, and L3 to go up. So once you do that, I guess we'll start up here. Alright, and since we have a long line, you're going to want to zoom in so that loads in. And what you want to do is perfectly line this up. The #1 thing you don't want to do, you don't want to be slightly under like that, because you'll completely bash into that and it'll completely mess up everything, especially if you have a low riding car. So you either want it to have an overbite like that, you either want it to be like that, or you want it to be perfectly smooth so you go in a straight direction. I'm going to go for that because it's the best I can really do, but you can get it perfect if you have a crazy OCD. So you should get something like that. Now once you get that, you're going to want to start this, and you're probably wondering what those checkpoints are for. You do not want to start placing the checkpoints except for that one time, because the checkpoints are very important from where you port them. So you do not want to put checkpoints first. Right.
Sam, you need to put that cardboard over here.
Alright, sorry guys about the sound. Alright, after you do that, you're going to want to keep lining up perfectly like this. It doesn't matter what angle you do it in, except for one part of the race. I guess you want to do this as low as you can, but not too low. It depends what kind of race you're going for. And mine doesn't really matter. There you go. Alright, so as soon as you get to this point of the race, it's going to be like that. And I know what you're thinking. If you drive off like this, and you're driving, you cannot see the road at all, so they're going to think you got to drive off. So when they're trying to do that, you want to make sure you put platforms like this. Doesn't matter how small you have it since you're riding bikes. Make sure you line it up perfectly. Zoom up. Then you're going to want to press L1 to turn down, like that. And there you go. Doesn't matter how perfect it is, as long as they know that you're supposed to go down instead of driving off like a crazy person, and you're fine. I'm just gonna put one extra for sure. If I can. You want to make sure you zoom in for most of these too. Now it isn't gonna be perfect, but that's what I have right there. Alright, as soon as you do that, you want to go back down here. I think I'll go down one more, just for show. You want to make sure when you're placing these they're not slanted. Alright, there we go. It's slightly slanted, but that's okay. So what you want to do for this part, you want to perfectly line up to like this. You're going to want to take that under bit right there and put it under. To zoom out. Alright, so you see how it clipped on like that? Clip. That's the allow stacking doing its job. So you want to use that for your advantage so you get the perfect momentum in your jump. So I'm going to take that and see how far I can go. Sometimes it won't do this, but if it does, you need to use it. Sometimes you have to use it a different way, but if you can't do this, try to see if you can get an angle, but if you can't, I guess just place it how you want. But this is the allow stacking doing its job, and this is why you need it. Plus the allow stacking wouldn't even allow you to place these platforms on each other, but it's fine. So after you purposely balance the ramps to the edge perfectly, you're going to have something like that. It's probably not going to be perfect. I could have made this ramp a million times better. I could make a loop-de-loop too, but that's maybe too advanced. But once you make that, you're going to want to go back to checkpoints. You're going to delete all your checkpoints that you have. Right? And if it decides to let me, I guess it won't let me if I don't place this. Alright, I'm just going to put 2 since this is just going to be a tutorial thing, and I can fit 3. But I cannot fit 4 for some reason. I guess I have to go for a small grid. There you go. This is why they put them in the game. I would have went for a median since it's easier and they're more spread out from each other so they don't instantly bump into each other at the start of the race. But you're probably going to have to deal with that. So once you do that, you're going to want to test out your ramp to make sure it works fine. So you're going to want to click circle like crazy. It's not going to exit you out because the only way to exit is if you click right here and that, and if you don't finish your race, remember to save. We're gonna click on test, and good thing we didn't touch that. Alright, so good thing we didn't touch that thing over there because purposes. Alright, so we're gonna drive down here. If I can make it that far. So what you want to do for these races is figure out where you will need to put your next ramp. So what we're gonna have here is a ramp that jumps off, and then then we're gonna jump onto another ramp and jump off again. So then we're gonna go down here and click that. So since we restarted right there, and that's where we were, I'm gonna keep zooming out until I can play in the platforms. We started from over there, and if we started there, pretty sure we're going to want to go, we're about there for our thing. Alright, so once you do that, you're going to want to go to placement again. I'm gonna go to props, and so I do not lose my spot where you land, I'm going to take a bench and put it right there. And I know what you're thinking, why would you put our bench there? We're gonna go back again, we're gonna test and see if we land there a second time. You gotta keep marking the spots where you land so you know how the race is gonna work. If there's a part you have to glide, then make sure you put it pretty far away from where you landed originally without gliding. I glided there, but it's okay. Ba-bam. So I guess we can move it up a little bit, but I'm just gonna leave it how it is because I think it's okay how it is. Alright, so we're going to exit test. This happens a lot when it glitches. Here, you gotta go back to testing. If that does happen to you, just start the race and do this. Well, you didn't have to do that. Just make sure you just drive away from the thing where you disappear from. Alright. Since we're gonna do there, and we went a little further just by gliding a little bit, we're going to... You don't have to glide, by the way, in your races, but some people will accidentally do it just because they like pulling back and doing backflips. Alright, we're gonna go back to props. We're going to get our... If I remember... Our FP back. We're gonna line up that part. We're gonna go over to pitch. And as soon as you do that, I'm going to raise it up a little bit and do that. Then as soon as I do that, I'm going to want to do the exact same thing I did to the other ones. Just like this. Since it's not clipping on like it was yesterday, I'm going to have to do something special. Like that. It's allowing me to clip on it now because I'm high enough in the air. But if it doesn't allow you to do it, just do what I did like back there, if you were paying attention. If you give me a second so I can take a bite of my hash brown. Burger King, McDonald's the best. Should get something like that. Alright, once you get a ramp like that, you're going to want to test it. You're going to be wanting to test a lot in this race. Well, in this game. Alright, we're going to go down. Land on it. Alright, see how we did there? If we're gonna land there, we're probably gonna have to delete that part and start from there. That's not that bad because building those ramps doesn't really take that long. I landed there because I did the land glitch. Alright, I'm gonna try that one more time, see if I can land perfectly down the edge. I could either, one, make it higher up, or two, do some different things. and Presto. Then we're gonna have a ramp going down like that, and then we're gonna go straight up and glitch there, and then we're gonna have a platform going all the way around that way. Or not. I don't even know if I'm gonna complete this race. I'm just here to show you how to do these ramps. But once you do that, it's not gonna land perfectly, but you want to make sure that it looks good. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it. If I can make it, then it's fine. But if you do have this problem, I suggest that you do fix it. It's just right now I don't have enough time. Right. So, since we didn't really get enough time to complete, I do not have a lot of time on me left, so all I'm going to do now is take these checkpoints. Place them around. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Bop, 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 bop. Enjoy this video. I really do hope you liked it. And if you did have trouble making these kind of ramps, then I suggest you keep watching this video over and over. Sorry if it's been lagging or it's been cutting off, because I don't know how to fix that. I just have really trashy internet. But if I can get this to work better, I will. If my mic is too quiet, you need to tell me so I can up it more and stuff like that. Right, before I do that, I'm going to want to go to lobby camera. And when you do the lobby camera, it's not going to capture things you think it is. So you just want to get the best angle you can. Let's not get that top bit because it doesn't make that good that way. And if you take the photo and look at it, it will not show the checkpoints. Or it will. Alright. So as soon as we take that, we're going to want to go to details, photo. We're going to get a nice little shot of us. Get a nice little shot of the ramp like that. There we go. Or you could have got a shot like that. That looks better right there. Alright. As soon as you do all that, we're gonna have to test the race. Go over our work one more time. I think I pretty much showed you everything you should know. Now remember, when you're doing these races, you gotta be very, very specific from where you're going to build and how you're going to do it. Let me land glitch here. Did it too late. I kind of put these in a bad location, and I should have put it a little farther in front, but I guess it'll be okay. So let's just quickly finish this. Not every race is going to be perfect, so when you are making these races, or trying to make these races, you need to make sure that once you make one, it's not going to be perfect. But once you've been doing this for a while, it should get really, really easy. Sorry if it's been lagging or you can barely hear me on the mic, because on my last video my TV was too loud, so you could barely hear me speaking. But that was on my old channel. If you check out my Just a Joker channel, I'm not going to be posting on that channel anymore. Drink bleach is my new thing, and if you decide to subscribe today, you can be a bleach drinker. But once you do that, you're going to want to do all your stuff. You want to save the race. You want to publish it. But once you publish it, it won't allow you to save it anymore because it'll be sent to the Rockstar Studios. But not just that, it'll let you play it with other people and stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much it. So I really do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it off here. Be a bleach drinker today and subscribe.